good time to sit down and have a chat, because I realised I haven't had a chat in a long time about my weight loss and slimming in general and fitness. So I think it's a good place to do it. Ignore my makeup because I've got my base and my brows on, but that's my weight. So here we go. Yeah. One second, I'm trying to concentrate because I just realised I do have a gap in my brow. I'm gonna go. So, hello. If you don't know me already, I'm Megan. Megan Got Motivated on Insta. So, how I started that Instagram was in November 2020 when I started Slimming World. So, in lockdown, and just before lockdown, I was in quite a toxic job, unfortunately, where I sort of used food as like a comfort. So I would always like, oh God, it's bad. I would go, wait, it was on lunch, and I would just get like a meal, like a microwave pasta, and then a pack of biscuits, and then I would go home and eat loads of crap as well, because I was just so sad in my job, and like, do you know when you're just so like exhausted from life? I was like, it's just not the one. So I emotional ate my way through life, and I was just the first year in my relationship that I'm in now. So then that was comfortable, and then we were eating all the time, and I don't know what it is, when you're single, you keep the weight off more, because I feel like you're not as comfortable. I don't know. I would go to the gym and stuff before that, and then when I first got with Josh, I stopped going to the gym as much, and like, just your priorities change, don't they? You have less time. So after that, I could feel myself putting on more and more weight. Like, the thing is, for me, I've always dressed, I've always been curvy, I've always been a size 12, 14, since forever, really. Since like year 10 I was in like size 12, but it's because I've always got bigger thighs and then a smaller waist, so I was like, right, I'm not going to be a size 10 on the bottoms ever, do you know what I mean, if I've got wide hips. So you just got to get used to that. But it was getting to the point where my tops were like going up a size, and I was like, whoa, this has never happened, because I've always been quite smaller here and here. And then I was like going out for drinks with my friends, and I would always dress in tight clothes, but when the tight clothes started getting tight, I was like the jersey, and I was like, this is just not looking right. And I've always been confident in myself and confident in the way I look, and like in pictures and stuff, and I would always feel like, just when I go out, I would always do makeup and stuff nice, and I would always feel like, right, I'm ready. And I just didn't feel like that, and it was the first time in years that I would be going out and I'm like, just don't feel me full, true, confident self. And it was because I was slowly putting on so much weight. Like, I'll put a picture here, if you haven't seen, of my biggest. And then lockdown came, and I tried so many diets, like, I cannot tell you. I just tried so much. Like, I went on Courtney Black, did that one, and then because there wasn't much like nutritional information on the app, like, I just didn't really understand calorie counting. So I thought, well, calorie counting doesn't work. Funny now. I was like, well, calorie counting obviously doesn't work, so I don't want to do that. And then I would give up and then have loads of takeaways and stuff, because pizza is the devil to us, because it's my favourite. And like, we weren't going anywhere and stuff in lockdown. And then it got to the point where I was literally, I remember this is one pinnacle moment in it. I remember doing my toenails, because obviously the salons were shut, doing my toenails, and I could not breathe, because I was bending down and my belly was getting so big. I was like, this is terrible. I'm 27. I was 27 at the time. Must have been. Was that 2020? I was 27, I think, at the time. I was like, I shouldn't be feeling like this at 27. These are meant to be your best years. I was like, this is ridiculous. And like, I remember putting on jeans, and I had a size 18 jean. And I was like, I used to lie to myself and be like, yeah, but it's because they're mom jeans, you have to size up and all this. And I remember putting my old Topshop like Joni jeans on, and I was like, oh my God, the pain on my waist to try and get them up and like rag them up just wasn't the one. So I feel like you need to have that shock, don't you, to shock you into being like, no, I need to change. So after that, everything sort of went back to normal life. So I got a new job at Paper Chase as a designer in lockdown, which helped a lot because I found once I started at Paper Chase and I got comfortable there and like sort of found my groove, I felt like I could finally focus on myself. As weird as that sound, I felt, because I was in such a toxic job before Paper Chase, and like the fashion industry isn't the most healthy for like girls, like it's very competitive, and God, if you're thinking about going into it, it's the best industry, but you've got to be very thick-skinned. It's very like schoolgirl. So because I was concentrating on work and just getting through my daily life, I felt like dieting was in the back of my brain. I was like, no, this can wait. So when I finally got in a job where I was comfortable, Paper Chase, I was like, right, no, this is the time. I've got one part of my life sorted. I've got a relationship, I've got a house. I was like, this is my time to focus on me. So that's what I did. So I started at Slim World in November 2020. Started at Slim World because I was like, right, this is ridiculous. Nothing works for us. I can't calorie count, can't do anything. So yeah, started at Slim World. Lost about £6 in the first week. My Slim World consultant wasn't the best. That's all I'm going to say. It was a man who had only just finished Slimming World and he lost the weight very recently. And I think he's seen it as sort of like a cash cow where he's like buzzing at me all my money off these women. No like nutritional information at all. And because Josh is vegetarian, he's vegetarian. I used to eat like a lot of like almond milk and stuff and like veggie stuff. So obviously that's quite new, like technology, isn't it? And he was about 60. So when I used to ask him like, oh, how many sins does this have? Like, what's the difference with this? He couldn't tell us. And I was like, oh, for God's sake, this is ridiculous. Anyway, as time went on, I was there for about 3 months and I lost about a stone on it. But my God, that stone, I've never tortured myself as much as I ever did to get that stone off. Mentally, I wasn't doing anything. I was like, it was horrible, really. I wouldn't go out, I wouldn't do anything. Like, I was just so like fixated, like, I need to lose weight, I need to lose weight. And because you've got someone in the background at Slim World going, if you don't lose weight, you need to cut your carbs. Like, what? That is mental looking back. He would be like, oh, I would come in, I would be on Star Week. You know, like, right, he's like, Megan, you've actually maintained. And because I was like the biggest slim man in the group, when I maintained, it was like, oh my God, she hasn't tried. And like, that's how I felt. There was a lot of expectation because I was younger, I felt like, and because I was like more active than these other women. So when I maintained, it was sort of like, oh, the shame. And then, but I was like, but no, because I've tried everything. I've done everything you taught me to do. I've done everything the same as the last couple of weeks. I've stuck in me sins. And yeah, and you would be like, well, no, you need to do SP days, you need to try harder. And I'm like, not even taking into account that I was on and it was £1. Like, it is mental looking back. And then I'll be like, so as soon as I started opening my eyes a bit to Slim World, so if you do Slim World and it works for you, it works for you. It just didn't work for me. And I remember going to him like, I just don't understand. He was called Simon. I said, Simon, I just don't understand how I could have a full pack of crab sticks. So at the time I would love crab sticks. But I don't have enough sins. Oh no, God, that was lucky. I don't have enough sins to have a Freddo, which is like 100 calories. And he was like, oh, Mika, don't talk about calories. Calories aren't a thing. Don't think about that. That's just another thing. That's nothing to do with us. And I was like, oh, bit weird. Because the thing is, my sister, just before me, she lost a lot of weight through calorie counting and like counting macros and stuff. And she would be like, Megan, just do macros, honestly. And like, everyone would see that I was doing Slim World and be like, oh, you shouldn't really do that. Like, it's not the best. And I would be like, no, it is like a cult when you're in it though, isn't it? It's like, no, it's the best, it's the best. Look, I've lost all this weight. So when I started, sorry about this noise, I'm tripping powder. So when I started clicking on a bit, like, this is a bit odd, I just couldn't go back from there really. And then, yeah, so I left Slim World in like the January, I want to say. Wait there, quick one. This powder, this is the best powder I've used. I've used them all, believe me. I've used Laura Mercier, Huda, everything. This is Holly Boone's powder. You can't see, it's very messy. It's called HNB Cosmetics. It was like £12. Honestly, it's so good. Like, look at the pigment on that. Anyway, back to real life. So in like January, I came back after Christmas and like it was packed out, the Slim World was, and it was getting just very competitive and I just didn't like it. Like I felt like it was like competition and it was making it harder for myself because I was just giving myself such a hard time when it's already a hard time anyway, having such like a lifestyle change. Why are you making it harder for yourself by pitting yourself against other women? Like it just wasn't cool. So after that, I was like, right, I'm just going to go calorie counting. I asked my sister. She already knew about it. She was like, thank God. You can do it. I'll sort it out for you. So she taught us how to do it, which is very easy, to be honest. Like, there's apps and everything. So I started calorie counting and did it through the calorie calculator on Google. That's what I still use now. Like, it's free. You don't need to pay any men's subscriptions and, like, pay for a year. So I did that and I made sure I was in a small deficit. So I was on like 1,800 or 700 calories to start with. And the freedom I felt from being from Slimmer World to going, I can have anything I want. Like obviously you don't have everything you want. I still make sure I have my veg, my fruit, my salad in there as well. Like I was in Slimmer World, getting as much veg in as I can because veg is empty calories, which is so good because you can fill your plate with lots of veg and still have loads of calories left for Freddos and wagon wheels. So yeah, so I continued with that. The weight started to come off again and then I got a PT. No, something happened in between this. So I watched Seaspiracy, right? I watched Seaspiracy and I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. I'm gonna go vegan. Yeah, and I made my life hard. And because Josh was already veggie, I was like, shall we just do it? I watched all the horrible videos that he's been telling us to watch all these years, and I was like, right, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go vegan veggie. Bear in mind, I am a Geordie who has been brought up on meat and two veg all my life. A meal wasn't a meal without meat. One second, I'm just... So, I went overnight and went to being... Sorry, this is very... I'm going to concentrate on this. Went to not eating meat. And because I'm not eating meat, I was like, oh no, like I need to figure out how to hit me protein and stuff now without eating meat. Like I need some I need some help. And luckily there's a PT called Yusuf in town and he's a vegan. And like he is a big advocate of you don't have to lose muscle to be a vegan. Like you don't, it's just so prehistoric like idea. You just got to do it properly. And I knew that he's done it and he's from the same sort of background as me, so it's like he's going to be quite real about it. So I went to him. Bear in mind I'm living in Reading now and he's in South Shields in Newcastle. So I went to him and I started doing a online program with him. And just doing he would give me gym plan and sort me meals out, give us loads of ideas of how to hit me protein and stuff, being a vegan. And so I worked with him for a couple of months and he gives all the knowledge that I needed. For all the questions I had, he answered them, which was so handy because you can look online, like you need that one-to-one, I feel like, with this sort of stuff. So like when I'm picking stuff up in the supermarket or I'm like, okay, give me some breakfast ideas that I can get 40 grams of protein in as a vegan that isn't just full of crap. And he would tell us. So that was like great. So he told us, Megan, because I hit a bit of a plateau. He was like, what exercise do you do? And I was like, well, I just do boot camp at the minute. Like I just do a lot of cardio. And at this point, I just signed up for the Great North Run. I'm not a runner. I just thought I would give myself that challenge. And he was like, at this point, he was like, right, you're doing a lot of cardio. Maybe this is why you have plateaued. Like, because at this point I was doing 3 or 4 hour sessions at boot camp, which is like very intense. There is some lifting, but it's all like HIIT sort of thing. Like you're lifting heavy, but there's a lot of reps. So he was like, I think you're doing too much cardio, and I was doing me training runs for the Great North Run. So he said, I want you to go to the gym and I want you to start lifting. And I was like, oh God, I haven't been to the gym in years. And like, I already sort of knew about lifting and stuff. Like, I'm not scared of the gym. Like, I know how to use the equipment, but I was like, I just need the plan. So he gave me the plan. So I had like an upper, lower and a cardio day. And I can't even tell you, since doing that, I fell in love with lifting weights. Like, thing is, I did cheerleading when I was at uni and when I was younger as well. So like, I've always been naturally quite strong. Like, I enjoy like lifting and like I've always been like quite like built. So I'm like, oh, this is like the perfect thing for me. And because I was so used to doing boot camp where it was like manic, it's quite nice just to go in the gym and like have controlled sets and like push myself to get the like the heaviest weight, and then you get that like satisfaction. But then I'd also be doing like HIIT stuff once a week. Anyway, so I started lifting, and then and this was still in my deficit, plodding along, losing £1 a week, and then I just started seeing so many differences, like here, like this part of my body and like my tummy. Like, since lifting weights, it like sculpted my body in ways that I never thought it would. So I'm not losing the pounds on the scales. It was like more visual changes. So I would see like my body on my arms, or like I catch like a glimpse when I take a video for the gym, and I'm like, oh, my arms look quite good there. So it's like sort of moulding my body. It's very weird, but the best thing I ever did. So I definitely recommend start lifting in the gym. If it's not your thing, like, fair enough. But if you could see yourself doing it, definitely push for it and do it, because it is really good. So then, yeah, I started doing that. And then I stopped with Yusuf because I feel like I learned everything I need to learn, and I was happy to go on my own. Like, so I don't lack the motivation, I just lack the knowledge. So he gave me all the knowledge. And then I went and started using the Beyond app. So I watched Megan Grubb on YouTube, and I seen that she has got, it was sort of thing that I was getting from your PT, but it was cheaper. It was like, how much? $9.99 a month? I was like, right, I'm just gonna try this. I'll try the trial. And it was very similar. I was doing my PT, but there was a lot more different things for home and stuff like that, and there's recipes on there, and it was good, like a move on. So I started doing that, and I just have kept it up. Like, it tracks, I can't explain. So you type all your details in, what you want to achieve, sort of thing. How many workouts you want to do a week. So I give myself 3 a week. With it, I'll put a video here of how it works. So I give myself 3 a week, and then that'll separate me split for us, and it'll do like a upper body and a cardio. And then if I want to do an extra, I can pick from the app what other ones I want to do. And like, it was so good. I was started lifting heavier than I ever had before, because in the programs they give you, it slowly like makes you lift more. Like, it really pushes you. So yeah, so I started doing the Beyond app as well as like my calorie counting still, and I started seeing more and more changes. It was just like a natural progression. And then in, when was it? Feb. Beyond app approached us and said if I wanted to be an ambassador, and I was like, yeah, I actually love it. I've been using it for ages. I'll keep shouting about it on my socials because it's only $9.99, and I'm like, guys, this is easy math. Pay for it. So yeah, so I am an ambassador now, and I do have a code which is Megan5. You get 5% off your subscription, so you get it for $8.50, and the link is in my bio. Not what you use, but it's only a 7-day trial. If you don't like it, you don't have to keep it up, but it's definitely good if you are lacking some motivation and you do want to start in the gym. So yeah, and that's where I'm at now. So my goals now is, so I'm at 100, so I've lost 40, nearly 46 pounds, maybe more now. But I do go up and down. I go up a pound, down a pound, up a pound. But I'm trying to stay away from the scales because I do so much lifting. It isn't going to be just all skill dependent. I've just got to keep more like physique pictures and stuff. But I'm seeing such a difference. Like, I'm getting a bit of muscle. Oh my god, yes! A little bit of muscle there that I never had before. And like, my legs are getting more toned. Like, it's a nice progression, but it doesn't happen overnight. But yeah, so I do want to lose maybe another stone. But we'll just see where we get. We'll see where we get. I'm happy being curvy. Like, I've always been curvy. I know I'm never going to be like a size 8. Because I'll be like anorexic if I was a size 8. But I'm just happy the way things are going. Like, I feel like since Slim World and going to calorie counting, like, I'm not putting myself through hell. I'm not like, oh my god, Megan, why are you doing this? Like, this is horrific. It's just like life now. So I would definitely recommend, if you are struggling, just try calorie counting. Just go in a small deficit so you're not killing yourself and you're putting your body through hell. Sorry, I'm just trying to frame my eyeliner. I've just realised I've got like 10 minutes before I've got to leave the house and look, just been chatting crap. But yeah, so that's where I'm at the minute. And on this channel, I'll just keep you updated on how I'm getting on. So a lot of like calorie based stuff, workouts, life. But I also have an Instagram, which is this, Megan Got Motivated, where I put loads of tips and tricks and stuff. Thing is, I'm not a PT, I'm not a nutritionist. Like, this is all just stuff that I've learned along the way. So I don't want to be like, learn from me, I'm the expert. I'm not an expert. This is just like, it worked for me, it might work for you. But I hope that you've enjoyed my story. And have a lovely day. And comment below if you have tried it and what your, like, if you had the same experience as me, because I feel like a lot of people have good experiences with calorie counting and Slimming World. And definitely give the Beyond app a try if you are struggling, because it is really good value for money and it is a really good tool to have, a little pocket PT. But have a lovely evening, day, morning, and thanks for coming to see this video.